Hello students, welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas. So friends, we have an application by the name CareersCloud which you can go and download through the Play Store. And once you have downloaded, you can log in with your Gmail ID. And why I am suggesting you this application, because this is the one-stop solution for all the current affairs. This is the best of the best application and the platform where you can enhance your learning through help. Here you will be provided with multiple courses. Here you will be provided with multiple options of quizzes, and even you will be provided current affairs on daily basis. PDFs and quizzes will be provided to you on daily basis, both in Hindi as well as English. Here you will be provided current affairs with weekly basis and monthly basis also. Here remember, once you have done watching our video, then you can log in through this application, take out the PDF, read that PDF and go through the quizzes. That will enhance your preparation. Same you have to do for weekly and same you have to do for the monthly also. In monthly you will be provided with the top 100 important questions PDF and video also, that will enhance your learning, and it will be a very beneficial and important video for the revision perspective. And not just this friends, apart from this we also provide you banking and economic questions. We provide you state current affairs such as of Uttarakhand, UP, Tripura, Telangana, and many more. Not just this, apart from this, we also provide you topic wise current affairs, and the topics that we are providing you are really important. These topics are such as national affairs, international affairs, important days, sports, defense, science and technology, apps and web portals, obituary. These are the important topics that are being asked in various exams across India. So these are the topics that are must and should be covered and will be beneficial for the preparation of the students. So such friends, I'll highly suggest you to watch our video as they will be very beneficial for you.
Hello everyone. So in this video we will be discussing important current affairs of the May month. The session will be very important, so do pay attention till the end. So let's start. Name the ministry that has recently launched a massive campaign program that is Meri Life Mera Swachh Shahar to promote triple R's of waste management. These three R's are your reuse, recycle and reduce. In order to keep our environment clean, in order to protect our environment from all the waste and the pollution, these threes were launched, right? And to promote these three, Meri Life Mera Swachh Shahar, this campaign was launched by which ministry? It is your Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Correct? It is based on Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0, the aim of which was to make cities garbage free. Right? So these are your three R's that you remember. Campaign that was launched for this was Meri Life Mera Swachh Shahar, and it was based on Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0, that was based on to make cities garbage free. And the ministry that launched this program was your Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Next, according to World Bank's annual report, State and Trends of Carbon Pricing 2023 were released in May. The revenues collected from carbon taxes and emissions trading systems globally have reached a record high of about $95 billion. Correct? This is for the year 2023 we are talking about, or this is for the year 2022 we are talking about, right? And if we talk about for the year 2021, the revenues that were collected was about $84 billion. Correct? And this report was released by whom? That, see, this was your World Bank's annual report, correct? But this report was launched during what? This was launched during Innovate for Climate. This was a event that was going on in Spain. During this Innovate for Climate, this particular report by World Bank was released. Also, as per the report, there are currently 73 global carbon pricing instruments in operation. Next, more stores in Delhi itself. Correct? Next, remember, if I ask you, tell me recently which ministry launched an online portal or PCIH and MNH e-office, and an online portal was launched by Ayush Ministry. Then first Urban Climate Film Festival. I repeat, first Urban Climate Film Festival. Where was this held? This was held in Kolkata. Correct. Then who inaugurated the Jharkhand High Court building? New Jharkhand High Court building was inaugurated by President Draupadi Murmu. Then Hamar Sughar Like Abhiyan. Hamar Sughar Laika Abhiyan. This was launched by Chhattisgarh state. Right. Then recently it is your Goa and Uttarakhand. These two organizations, these two states recently signed an MOU to boost tourism. Correct. Then Smarth campaign was launched by whom? It was launched by Giriraj Singh. Then next, remember where was who chaired the 8th meeting of the Niti Aayog Governing Council. The 8th meeting of the 8th meeting of the Niti Aayog Governing Council was chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Correct. Then recently Yoga Festival. Where was this yoga festival celebrated? It was in Hyderabad. Name the bank that has recently launched a first digital onboarding platform, Sarthi, to enable easy installations of point of sale terminals. Right? These are your point of sale device. Correct? These are the device that you can use to pay for your whatever purchase you are doing. Right? It can be used for swiping cards. Right? Tap on feature is there. Even nowadays QR code also being provided along with it. So this point of sale, it is a terminal, so that means it is a piece of a hardware. Correct. And this is for processing payments at retail location. So now question asked here is, which bank has launched first digital onboarding platform Sarthi to enable easy installation of these point of sale terminals? It is your which bank? It is your Axis Bank. Next, India's AI supercomputer Airavat was ranked dash globally in the 61st edition of the top 500 global supercomputing list that was released at the ISC, that is your International Supercomputing Conference. This was being held in Germany. Right? And we know that Germany as of now is in recession. Correct? Coming back to the question, the name of the India's AI supercomputer, that is Airavat. First thing you remember this. What was the rank of Airavat in this top 500 global supercomputing list? The rank of Airavat here was 75th. Correct? And this was released during ISC. This was held in Germany. This was the 61st edition of this list that was released. Correct? And what is this Airavat? Basically we can say this Airavat is located where? It is in Pune. Right? And it is India's largest and fastest AI supercomputer that was ranked 75th globally. Next, which organization released a report, Thriving, Making Cities Green, Resilient and Inclusive in Changing Climate, to provide guidance to policymakers on how to create greener, more resilient and inclusive cities. So this report was released by World Bank, headquarters of which is in Washington DC. According to them, this report stated that we need a large amount of money in order to bring a climate change, right? And we have seen that with change in temperature, we are seeing that various cities, or we can say various countries also are facing floods and droughts. This is because of the change in temperature because of global warming, right? And the main reason for that is pollution. So if we control pollution, these all things will eventually fall into line. So for that reason only, it is said that we should make our cities more green. We should make our cities so that it is in sync with that of environment, right? They should follow sustainable development goals, and they should also be basically more plants and trees in those cities to make them more green. Correct? This assessment that was released by World Bank is based on 10,000 cities data, and it was stressed that cities should be climate ready by adopting the green urban planning strategies. Next, and also remember why cities only, because you will be seeing that, and you are seeing this trend that is going on, that people are migrating from urban areas, from rural areas to your urban areas, right? Because of the job opportunities that are more in the urban areas, and in urban areas too, that are your cities, you will be finding where there is IT hub, you will be find maximum migration of students and people who are shifting from those rural areas to that of urban areas, correct? For example, Gurugram in Haryana, Hyderabad, then Bangalore is considered to be as the Silicon Valley of India, right? And it is also one of the biggest hub. And now the upcoming hub is your Gift City, that is in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Next, name the union minister who recently inaugurated e-office portal of PCIMNH and online portal. These e-office and online portal was launched in order to provide better services to the customers. Right now, the question asked here is that who launched this? It was launched by Sarbandana Sonowal ji. Correct. He is the Union Minister of Ayush. What is Ayush? That is your Ayurveda, Yoga and Neuropathy, Unani Siddha, and Homeopathy. That is your Ayush. And they launched this online portal, e-office portal, or PCIMNH. Right. This is basically inaugurated for the purpose of selling soft copies of pharmacopoeial monographs. Next, next, next. Remember, recently Prime Minister Narendra Modi flagged off Vande Bharat Express train in Assam. Correct. Then second hydroelectric project in Nepal gets approval from India. Correct. Next, Atal Bhujal Yojana water scheme. Atal Bhujal Yojana water scheme has been extended by how many years? It has been extended by 2 years. Then Namo Sehatkari Mahasanman Yojana. This was launched by Maharashtra government. New housing scheme was launched by Odisha government. Kheer Bhavani Mela for 2023. Where was this organized? Kheer Bhavani Mela. It was in Kashmir Valley. Kheer Bhavani Mela. Correct. Then apart from this, what is the name of India's AI supercomputer that was ranked 75th globally? It is Aravat. Correct. Aravat is the name of the AI supercomputer that was ranked 75th in the global supercomputing list. Then Sydney's Harris Park. Harris Park, this is in Sydney. It has been renamed to what? It has been renamed to Little India. Correct. Then Bhoto Jatra. Bhoto Jatra. This was celebrated where? It was celebrated in Nepal. Next is your in May, Dash became the India's first fully e-governed state by digitizing a range of government services for prompt and transparent delivery to its citizens. It is your Kerala. This is your fully e-governed state now. Now we know Kerala, there is an OTT platform. They have their own OTT platform, C Space. Then Shelly app is there. That is your health and wellness application. They have their own internet service provider. They plan on becoming carbon neutral by 2050 and they want to shift to 100% renewable energy by 2040. Right? Then another interesting fact you can remember. Can you tell me the name of the K-pop artist who is from India and she has been recognized globally recently, right? So what is the name of that K-pop artist? And let me tell you, she is from India, right? And she have been very famous recently in Korea for the K-pop trend that is going on, right? Tell me the name of that girl, right? And she is from Kerala, from India, Kerala. Let me give you that hint. Tell me her name, right? So coming back, the option is 2 here. Next, National Tiger Conservation Authority NTCA constituted the 11-member Cheetah Project Steering Committee to oversee the implementation of Project Cheetah. See, recently, if you remember, cheetahs were brought into Kuno National Park, that is in Madhya Pradesh, right, from Namibia to India in Kuno National Park, right? Now there was a news that recently in last 1 or 2 months 6 cheetahs have died. In order to do research on what was the cause of the death and is the environment was suitable or not, but what was the basic cause of that 6 cheetahs one after one died. So in order to do research in that and look into that matter, this 11 member cheetah project steering committee was set up, and the person who will be heading this committee is R Rajesh Gopal. Correct. If we talk about Tiger Protection Act, when did it came? In 1973. Next, according to World Energy Investment 2023, this was released by International Energy Agency, and this was released in the month of May. Here it is stated that the investment in the clean energy sector has gone up by how much percent as compared to that of the fossil fuel investment. So in clean energy, the investment has grown by almost 70% compared to that of fossil fuels. So the correct option is 2. And that is also true because we are seeing that all the countries are now investing into renewable sources of energy, and I have just mentioned that Kerala is planning to become 100% renewable source energy consumer by 2040. Next, name the organization or bank that signed $141.12 million loan agreement with India to support the development of high quality internal infrastructure in Andhra Pradesh. It is your Asian Development Bank, correct? They have recently signed or basically they are planning to provide $141.12 million loan to Andhra Pradesh so that infrastructure development or internal infrastructure development can be done in that particular state. Correct? And here remember, 3 industrial clusters will be developed or will be improved upon with the help of this money that will be provided by Asian Development Bank. Here roads, water supply, because if we are developing an industrial area, that you need to understand that some basic facilities such as your water supply, electricity distribution network has to be provided by the government. Next, name the Indian Navy fighter jet that has recently landed on the aircraft carrier Indian naval ship Vikrant for the first time. It is your MiG 29K, right? It is the fighter jet that recently landed on the INS Vikrant for the first time during night. Right? During night time, it landed on the Indian naval ship Vikrant. Right? And where did this happen? Location was Arabian Sea. Next, United Nations General Assembly UNGA declared Dash Day as the World Sustainable Transport Day. So remember, 26th of November has been declared as the World Sustainable Transport Day. Correct? And remember, this was during the 70th plenary meeting of the 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly. So we can say the first ever World Transport Sustainable Day will be observed on 26th of November in 2023, or the inaugural session of this was or inaugural edition will be in 2023. And this resolution for the same was initiated by which country? It was initiated by Turkmenistan. Next, which of the following organization have released joint child malnutrition estimates for 2023 with the key findings that 18.7% of the Indian children were affected by wasting in 2020. So this data was released by all of the above 3 organizations: WHO, UNICEF, and your IBRD, that is a International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. It is an arm of World Bank only. They together released this joint child malnutrition estimate for 2023 that stated and this data was basically for the year 2020 but released in 2023, correct? And it stated about various Indian children that are being affected by malnutrition, and it is also stated that the in coming years this data will be increasing only. Moving on. Next, if I ask you, tell me recently who has been appointed as the president of FIBA. What is FIBA? That is International Basketball Federation. So he will be K. Govindraj. Then Harsh Jain has been elected as the new chairman of International Internet and Mobile Association of India, who has been appointed as the CII president for 23-24. He will be R. Dinesh. Who has been sworn in as the member of UPSC? Suman Sharma. Who has been appointed as the managing director and chief executive officer of Karnataka Bank? Shri Krishnan Harihara Sharma ji. Then who has been sworn in as the Central Vigilance Commissioner? He will be Praveen Kumar Srivastav. Who has been appointed as the President of Nigeria? Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Then tell me who has been appointed as the brand ambassador of Smile campaign. This was launched by Maharashtra state, and the ambassador here is Sachin Tendulkar, the former Indian cricket player. Correct? Next, SEBI recently constituted a 21-member intermediary advisory committee that will be chaired by former SEBI executive director. Who is he? So the correct option is S. Ravindran, right? SEBI constituted a 21-member intermediary advisory committee that will be chaired by SEBI Executive Director R. Ravindran. Here, this committee will be advising on various changes in the legal framework and increasing the transparency in functioning of the market. Next, name the personality from India who has been recently appointed as the member of the advisory committee to the president of 28th session of the COP, that is COP 28, right? And who is the person? He will be Mukesh Ambani. He is the chairperson of chairman and managing director of Reliance Industries, and he has been appointed as a member of the advisory committee to the president of COP 28, right? And he is the only Indian other than Sunita Narayan, the Director General of Center for Science and Environment, on this advisory committee to the president of COP 28. Next, name the launch vehicle of ISRO that has recently placed a second generation navigation satellite, that is NVS, into geosynchronous transfer orbit. So which is that rocket or launch vehicle used by ISRO? It is your GSLV F12, that is geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle. This was used by ISRO to put second generation navigation satellite, that is NVS-01, into GTO, that is geosynchronous transfer orbit. Other launch vehicles of India are PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, GSLV, that is Geosynchronous Launch Vehicle, and SSLV, that is Small Satellite Launch Vehicle. Next, which company has recently launched India's fastest one-step UPI payment solution, Turbo UPI? Turbo UPI was launched by Razorpay, and it is one of the fastest payment solution with help of UPI. Correct? And they aims to deliver 5x faster payment experience than that of other payment gateways. Next, SEBI, it reconstituted a dash member committee that will be head by R. Ravindran, S. Ravindran. We saw that it was a 21-member committee. So this question can be asked in vice versa format. Next, which bank recently unveiled a new logo and integrated campaign with the tagline, that is Life Ko Banao Rich? This Life Ko Banao Rich was launched by Yes Bank, correct? And they have launched a new logo as well as a brand identity that resonates with the evolving needs of the customers. Next, CAG, that is your Comptroller and Auditor General of India, Girish Chandra Murmu, has been re-elected as the external auditor of Dash organization for 4 years, and this will be his second term from 2024 to 2027, right, of our CAG, and he has been appointed as external auditor of World Bank. External auditor of World Health Organization, that is WHO. Correct? Earlier he was appointed here in 2020, and now again from 2024 to 2027, and here his term period is of 4 years. Dash became first state in India to launch a welfare fund for Manrega workers. So it is your Kerala that became the first state in India to launch a welfare fund for the Manrega workers. Correct? And under this, the workers needs to pay a nominal amount of 50 rupees per month, right? And this will be contributed to as a, or it will be considered as a premium that you need to pay, or monthly payment that is your, that you have to pay for your welfare fund. Correct? And those who have paid the contribution for 10 or more years, their family will get the benefits in the case of beneficiary's death. Next, who has recently become the first women and non-secretary bureaucrat chairperson of CCI? I repeat, who has become the first woman and non-secretary brigade chairperson of CCI. Ravneet Kaur. Correct, this is important. She is 1988 batch, a Punjab cadre IAS officer, and she has been appointed as the chairperson of CCI. She will be here for a period of 5 years. She will replace whom? She will be replacing Sangeeta Verma. Next, name the personality who has been elected as the first women Director General of the International Organization for Migration with effect from 1st of October 2023. Amy E. Pop. Correct? And she will be here for a period of 5 years that will be starting from 1st of October. Dash became first Indian city to measure United Nations mandated Sustainable Development Goals process. It is your Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. Correct? It became the first Indian city to measure the United Nations mandate Sustainable Development Goals process. Next, let's discuss some important days. Right? On 28th of May, we observe International Day of Action for Women Health. Then on 28th only, we observe Menstrual Hygiene Day. On 28th only, we observe World Hunger Day. Then on 29th of May, we observe International Day of United Nations Peacekeepers. On 29th only, World Digestive Health Day. Then on 29th only, International Everest Day is observed. Right? Then on 30th of May, we observe Goa Statehood Day. Goa Statehood Day. And on 31st of May, we observe World No Tobacco Day. Correct? And the theme for the World No Tobacco Day is we need food, not tobacco. Correct? Next, which bank has recently launched India's first mutual fund to invest in the defense sector? It is your HDFC Assets Management Company. They have recently launched India's first mutual fund to invest in the defense sector. The objective here was to provide long-term capital appreciation by investing in equity and equity-related securities for defense. Next, according to World Economic Situation and Prospectus as of mid 2023, UN released in May 2023, India's economy is expected to grow by -% in 2024. So in 2024, as per World Economic Situation and Prospectus, India is expected to grow by 6.7% in 2024. Correct? Then apart from this, remember what was the GDP growth rate for India for fiscal year 23? It is 7.2%. And under this report only, the global economy is expected to grow by 2.3% in 2023 and 2.5% in 2024. Next, name the personality who recently honored with the highest French civilian award, that is your Knight of the Legion honor. Who is he? He is Natarajan Chandrasekharan. Right? He has been honored with the Knight of the Legion of Honor, that is the highest French civilian award, for his substantial role in developing and fostering commercial links between India and France. Also remember, in 2022, he was honored with Padma Bhushan by the Government of India for his excellency in trade and industry. Indian-born British industrialist and chairman of the Hinduja Group Dash passed away in May 2023. So Shri Chand Parmanand Hinduja, he is Indian-born British industrialist and chairman who recently passed away. Which company's flight I-5767 recently became India's first commercial passenger flight to take off using the sustainable aviation fuel blended aviation turbine fuel from Pune to New Delhi? It is your which company? Air Asia India. Correct? It became the first commercial passenger flight and their flight was I-5767. This became the first commercial passenger flight to take off using the sustainable aviation fuel, and this flight was from Pune to New Delhi. Next, RBI notified the withdrawal of 2000 rupees denomination notes, and it has been directed by the bank. It has been directed that people can deposit or exchange these 2000 rupees note from the bank on or before 30th of September. Correct? And for this, you don't need any Indio, or you don't need any identification card. You can directly go and deposit them in your bank account, or you can exchange them, but there is a limit for the same. Next, which regulatory body of Ministry of Finance Exchange has recently introduced a risk disclosure framework for individual traders for trading in the equity futures and options segment? Which is it? It is your SEBI that has recently introduced a risk disclosure framework to tell about the people who are trading in these futures and options that these futures and options are highly risky markets, and if they want to trade in them, they should be first well aware of the situation and well aware of how to trade in them and what are the risks related to the same. Correct? Next, name the insurance company that recently launched India's first small cap fund in the ULIP segment. Right? So it is your Bajaj Alliance Life Insurance that became the insurance company that is the first small cap fund in the ULIP segment. Next, which company recently partnered with Tide to launch India's first recycled polyvinyl chloride RuPay card along with the MCT Cards and Technology Private Limited and National Payment Corporation of India. So you need to focus here about the India's first PVC card, RuPay card, right? PVC RuPay card. This that is your India's first recycled PVC RuPay card. It was launched by, so remember, it was launched by, option fifth is not mentioned here. It is your Transcorp International Limited, right? So Transcorp International Limited recently launched India's first recycled polyvinyl chloride RuPay card. Next, the board of RBI approved the transfer of dash as the surplus to the government of India for 22-23 at the 602nd meeting of RBI Central Board of Directors. So a total amount of 87,416 crore rupees has been transferred as surplus to the government for 22 to 23, and this was transferred by whom? It was by RBI. Next, name the Indian Navy's indigenous guided missile destroyer that was recently carried out the engagement of the sea skimming supersonic target with medium range surface to air missile. It is your INS Mormugao, right? INS Mormugao carried out the engagement of a sea skimming supersonic target that is medium range surface to air missile. Correct? And it is the first MRSAM firing from INS Mormugao. Next, in May, Dash became the first state in India to make digital health cards for children. It is your Uttar Pradesh, right? Became the first state in India to make digital health cards for children, right? And in this, school children will be assessed on various medical factors, and in that will be helping them to keep a record for the same. A total of 130 parameters for the overall physical and mental well-being of the children will be recorded. Also, a health insurance worth 25,000 will also be given to these children in the government schools of UP. ACC, that is your Appointments Committee of the Cabinet, appointed Vineet Joshi as the new secretary of which state? He has been appointed as the new secretary of Manipur state, right? He is a 1992 batch Manipur IAS officer. Next, and one more thing, he will be replacing whom? He will be replacing Dr. Rajesh Kumar. Next, which bank has recently become India's first to relocate Mauritius domiciled fund to GIFT City? That is in Gujarat. Which is it? It is your Kotak Mahindra Bank became the first to relocate from Mauritius domiciled fund to GIFT City. And also tell me which is the first foreign university that is setting up their campus in India. It is in GIFT City only. That is in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. And which is that foreign university? It is your Deccan University, and Deccan University is from Australia. And if you remember, students of 6 states have been banned by various Australian universities. They are UP, Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Delhi NCR, correct? These are some states that you need to remember. Next, which state government has recently launched India's first state robotics framework to promote the robotic ecosystem? So, which is that state that is promoting robotic ecosystem in their state? It is your Telangana, right? And it is to provide a roadmap for the state to create a sustainable robotic ecosystem. Dash became the first Indian state to implement the right to walk. So, right to walk was implemented by Punjab, right? And by making it mandatory for all the road owning agencies, including NHAI, to provide footpaths and cycle tracks in all the future expansion of routes and construction of the new ones. Name the bank that recently partnered with NESL, that is your National E-Governance Service Limited, to launch an electronic bank guarantee facility for the customers. So which is it? It is your Federal Bank. They partnered with NESL to launch a EBG, that is your electronic bank guarantees. These are the guarantees that are provided by the banks for the infrastructure or for any payment, right? And it is platform basically to provide a safe and secure platform so that the business activities can be more convenient. As earlier these physical bank guarantees used to take 3 to 4 business days, but now being it digital, it just take 1 business day to get approved. Name the union minister who recently launched Poshan Bhi Padhai Bhi to strengthen early childhood care and education. So remember, it was by Smriti Irani, who is our Union Minister of Women and Child Development, right? And she launched this Poshan Bhi Padhai Bhi. This is a flagship program of this ministry, and basically this program was launched during the national event that was organized by Ministry of Women, Child and Development, correct? And this ECCE, what is this ECCE? This is an important program that you need to remember. High chance of this question can also be asked. ECCE, what is the full form of this? This is your early childhood care and education, correct? And to strengthen this program only, that is early childhood care and education, this Poshan Bhi Padhai Bhi was launched. Under this, the Anganwadis across India, to them the students who are studying there, the students who are enrolled in those Anganwadis and that are between the age of 3 to 6, for them proper nutrition will be provided so that their development can be better and they will have a better education with better growth. Next, name the company that recently became the first firm to receive the NBFC license in the agri-tech space. It is your Aura Finance Private Limited, right? It is a fintech that has recently became the first firm to receive the NBFC license in the agri-tech space. This Aura Finance will all help basically the farmers, the retailers, the traders and brands, food processors to meet their financial needs. Next, ISRO successfully conducted the first integrated test on an intermediate configuration of 2000 kilonewton thrust semi-cryogenic engine at the ISRO propulsion complex that is located at Dash. So remember ISRO, they successfully recently conducted the first integrated test on the intermediate configuration of the 2000 kilonewton thrust semi-cryogenic engine that was at the ISRO propulsion complex that is in Mahendragiri, and that is Mahendragiri is in Tamil Nadu. Next, Dash became the first Indian state to launch institutional ranking framework recently to assess the quality of higher education institutions. So it is your Kerala. This became the first state or first Indian state to launch an institutional ranking framework that will be assessing the quality of various higher education institution. KIRF, right? KIRF. This is your Kerala Institutional Ranking Framework. World Bank approved a loan of Dash for zoonotic disease prevention in India for animal health system support for One Health program, right? So World Bank recently approved $82 million. These $82 million will be used for the zoonotic disease prevention in India, correct? Next, and this is a loan, right? So it will have a maturity period of 11.5 years with a grace period of 4.5 years. Next, which bank has unveiled the Privy League, an exclusive premium banking program, and offered India's first LED debit card? It is your Kotak Mahindra Bank. Correct? They have unveiled the Privy League as an exclusive premium banking card and offered first, this is important, India's first LED debit card. Correct? Next, in May, Dash launched a significant financing program, that is Innovative Finance Facility for Climate in Asia and the Pacific. It was by Asian Development Bank. Correct? They have launched significant financing program, that is IFCAP, that is Innovative Finance Facility for Climate in Asia and the Pacific. Full form of this is IFCAP is also important and you need to remember it. Next is your name the badminton legends who have recently been elected to the Badminton World Federation Hall of Fame for 2023 by the Badminton World Federation. It is your whom. So remember, and this is important. All right, Linden and Lee Chong Wei. Right, Linden he is from China, and Lee Chong Wei he is from Malaysia, and they have been recently elected to the BWF, that is Badminton World Federation's Hall of Fame for 2023. Next, RBI announced that banks are set to commence a 100 days 100 pays campaign to trace and settle the top 100 unclaimed deposits of every bank in every district within 100 days. The banks will commence the campaign on dash on 1st of June. Here the unclaimed deposit that has been in the bank and there has been no activity in that account for the last 10 years, these unclaimed deposits will be settled. They will be given to their people who have their relatives, or any, if there is any person who have the rightful owner or the claimants, to them this money will be deposited. Next, Ministry of Defence recently approved a PIL of 928 strategically important line replacement units to promote Atmanirbhar Bharat in defence sector. So remember, it is your Ministry of Defence. This was their fourth PIL list of 928 strategically important items, right? And the worth of this list is 715 crore rupees. So correct option here becomes option first. Next, the members of Dash organization unanimously adopted India's proposal to support the development and adoption of India's digital public infrastructure. It is your Shanghai Cooperation Organization SCO. They have unanimously adopted India's proposal to support the development and adoption of India's digital public infrastructure. Correct? Next, WHO. They launched first ever comprehensive framework accelerating anemia reduction, a comprehensive framework for the action to reduce the anemia in women of reproductive age. See, first of all, you should know anemia. Anemia is caused due to the deficiency of iron, right? And it is basically when there is a pregnant woman, during that stage she will be requiring more blood, and we know blood contains hemoglobin and hemoglobin contains iron, right? So during this, and also for the women in of the reproductive age, they will be requiring a strict action, or we should have to work towards this cause of reducing anemia in those women. The target for this set is 2025. It is your WHO, and it was their first ever comprehensive framework in order to reduce anemia in women of reproductive age by 2025. Next, IRDAI, they constituted a 5-member expert committee under the chairmanship of Pratima Murthy to provide advice related to the mental health and insurance. Right now, if you remember, Apple, they have also launched the mental health as one of the indicators in their new watches that they will be launching, and in this mental health has been now considered as one of a major health issue. So now in order to provide insurance to the mental health also, a 5-member committee, expert committee was set up by IRDAI that will be headed by Pratima Murthy. Next is your union. Name the union minister who has recently launched the mobile application Meri Life to track the process being made on the mission Life. What is life? Life, first of all, tell me the full form of life. Life is your, that is lifestyle for environment, correct? So this mobile application Meri Life was used to track the process that was made on this mission lifestyle for environment. And question asked here is who launched this application? It was launched by Bhupendra Yadav, who is our union minister of environment, forest and climate change, right? And the aim of this here is basically to activate the youth action for climate change, so that the youth should also participate and take initiatives and do the needed amount of the that individual can do for environment, right? They can contribute individually, correct? So this Meri Life app will showcase the power of citizens, especially the young people, in saving our environment. So correct option, option 1. Next, name the personality who has recently become India's 82nd Grandmaster by defeating Grandmaster Han from USA in the penultimate round of the Baku Open 2023. So, Vupala Praneeth, he has become India's 82nd Grandmaster. Correct? Mark this important. And question now can be asked that Vupala Praneeth, he is from which state? He is from Telangana. Next, which company institute has recently collaborated with the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare to launch the first ever Millets Experience Center in New Delhi? This Millets Experience Center was launched in Pragati Maidan in New Delhi, and not Pragati Maidan, I correct, at Delhi Haat to be precise, right? This is also known as the Food Bazaar of Delhi, and the ministry that launched this was your Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Correct? And if the question asked which company collaborated with this ministry, it is your National Agriculture Cooperative Marketing Federation of India. Right? That is NAFED. Next, according to Futures of Job Report 2023 that was released by World Economic Forum, the Indian job market is expected to expand by 22% over the next 5 years, with the top job creation from the artificial intelligence, machine learning and data segment. So the correct option is 22%. The 22% job market will be expanded, right, by 22% in the next 5 years. Correct? And here the contributing segments will be artificial intelligence, machine learning and data segments. Next, who has recently presented with the BAFTA Fellowship, that is British Academy of Film and Television Arts Fellowship? It is your Meera Syal. Correct? She is 61 and she has been presented with the BAFTA Fellowship. This is the highest granted accolade by BAFTA. Next, name the personality who recently conferred with the Shatabdi Purush, that is the Man of the Century title. So he will be Pandit Ram Kishan. Ram Kishan has been honored with the Shatabdi Purush title, that is Man of the Century, right? And this was to recognize his efforts of being a social leader during an event that was organized in New Delhi. Correct? So he's a socialist and he was been honored with the title of Man of the Century or Shatabdi Purush. Next, which organization collaborated with Niti Aayog to release best practices in social sector, a compendium 2023? It will be your United Nations Development Program. UNDP in collaboration with Niti Aayog released best practices in social sector, a compendium 2023 that features 75 case studies that are based on the theme of achievement at 75 at the grassroots levels, right? This case study will have been taken from 28 states and 8 union territories along with 80 ministries and departments of the government of India. Next, which country hosted the first Asian India maritime exercise in May 2023? It is your Singapore, right? That is Asian Association of Southeast Asian Nation, right? And it was your AIME, that is your Asian India Maritime Exercise. Correct? It was hosted by Singapore. Next, as per the 21st edition of the World Press Freedom Index that was released by the Reporters Without Borders in May, India secured a rank that is 161 out of 180 countries in the terms of press freedom, while Norway secured the top position. So, we are talking about the World Press Freedom Index. The rank of India here was 161, and on top, that is on the first position, it was your Denmark. Correct? So the first option is correct here. On first, Denmark. On second, it was Ireland, and on third, it was your. Oh, I correct myself. Let me. This is not. It is on the first position. It is your Norway. Right? On second position is your Ireland, and on third position it is your Denmark. So the correct option here becomes option 3. 161st position of India, and Norway was on the first position. Next, which company recently signed an MOU with Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs for the technical assistance for solid waste management and used water management under Swachh Bharat Mission 2.0? It is your Rail India Technical and Economic Services Limited, right? They recently signed MOU with Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs for this solid waste management and water waste management under Swachh Bharat Mission 2.0. According to data released by RBI in May 2023, India's service exports increased by a record of 26.6% in fiscal year 23 to $322 billion. So the correct option is option 2. Under this, if we talk about the service sector, the service imports grew by 22.2%, and here the data is of $179.7 billion. Correct? Here merchandise export rose by only 6%. Correct? Next. Also remember, the Union government has set a goal of $2 trillion in combined goods and services to be exported by the year 2030. Next, Ajay Pal Singh Banga was appointed as the president of World Bank. He will be the 14th president of World Bank. He will be here for 5 years, and he will be replacing David Malpass, and he will be working towards environment, right? How to develop infrastructure for keeping our environment pollution free and clean, right? And remember, Ajay Banga was also awarded with Padma Shri in 2016 for trade and industry. Next, according to the report published by Central Electricity Authority, India is projected to have 41 gigawatt of energy storage capacity along with 777 gigawatt of total installed power capacity by 2029 to 30. Correct? And the report was prepared by CEA team that was headed by the Chief Engineer Ami Ruman Topo. Next, the Minister of State of Port, Shipping and Waterways Shantanu Thakur flagged off the MV ITT Lion from Syama Prasad Mukherjee Port that is located in Kolkata, West Bengal. See, direct question, static question. This Syama Prasad Mukherjee Port, where it is located in Kolkata, West Bengal. And from there, recently, first shipment to operationalize the Sitwe Port in Myanmar was launched, and it is MV ITT Lion V273. Correct? Next, President of India Draupadi Murmu recently launched Addiction Free Odisha. This was a campaign of Brahma Kumari Center in Mayurbhanj district of Odisha. Correct? And this was launched by Draupadi Murmu. And the campaign was Addiction Free Odisha. Correct? Next, name the Union Minister who has recently received the Food Street project aimed at developing 100 healthy and hygienic food streets across India. So remember, 100 food streets are being developed across India, and for this, the ministry who launched this new campaign to develop 100 food streets across India, it is your Mansukh Mandviya. Correct? And each street will be provided with 1 crore rupees to develop, and 100 such food streets will be developed across India, and they will be a tourist attraction. Correct? So option 2 is correct here. Next, during the Internal Governmental Commission meeting on trade, economic, scientific, technological, and cultural cooperation, which country along with India recently agreed to explore the Rupee and Mir cards for easy payments? It will be your Russia. I repeat, recently it is Russia that has recently signed up or tied up with India to explore the Rupee and Mir cards for easy payments. Rupee is for India, is of India, and Mir cards is from Russia. And right, they will be collaborating together so that hassle-free payments can be done in Indian rupees and between Indian rupees and Russian rubles. Next, three imprisoned women journalists from Nargis, that is Nargis Mohammadi, Ila Mohammadi, and Nilufar Hamadi. They have recently received the UNESCO's Gilmore Cano World Press Freedom Prize. These three imprisoned women journalists are from which country? They are from Iran, right? Important. I repeat, these three women journalists are from Iran: Nargis Mohammadi, Ilahi Mohammadi, and Nilufar Hamadi. They have received the Gulmaro Cano World Press Freedom Prize. Next, in which city Agni Daman 23, a mutual firefighting exercise was conducted to raise awareness and train the personals of both civil and military agencies on firefighting? It is your which? Tell me, in which city? It is in Pune, Maharashtra, right? Agni Daman 23 exercise was held in which both civil and military agencies took part in this firefighting exercise. Next, name the company that recently signed an MOU with MJ Control Systems Private Limited to manufacture and develop electromechanical bollards. It is your Bharat Electronics Limited, BEL. They have recently signed an MOU with MJ Control Systems to manufacture and develop electromechanical bollards. Correct? And these bollards will be weighing between 24,000 to 150,000 kg. Next, the union government formed an 11-member high-level committee under the chairmanship of Sanjay Garg to restructure the 94 years old Indian Council of Agriculture Research. Right? Important. Next, according to global reports on food crisis that was released by Global Network Against Food Crisis in May, dash many million peoples in 58 food crisis countries were faced acute food security and crisis or worse level in 2022. Right? So it was how many million people? 258 million people. Next, WHO launched a new initiative that is called PRET initiative to ensure the world to prepare for the future outbreaks like COVID-19 pandemic. Here PRET stands for what? Here remember you should know the full form of PRET. PRET stands for preparedness and resilience for emerging threats. Right? This was launched by WHO and P here stands for what? P here stands for what and R here stands for what? So P is your preparedness and R is your resilience. Next, according to Forbes World 10 highest paid athletes, who has become the highest paid athlete in the world for 2023? He will be whom? He is Cristiano Ronaldo. He is a footballer, right? And he is playing for Saudi Arabia's Al Nassr. Correct? He joined it in January after his exit from Manchester United. No. He was not in Manchester. So that's all for the monthly current affairs for the May month, friends. This was our session. I hope you have revised multiple things. We have done a lot of revision and a lot of current affairs has been discussed in this video. If you found this session to be interesting, all you have to do is like and comment below and let us know what are your views about the current affairs, about the videos that are being uploaded. All right, this will definitely motivate me to make a better content for you in the long run and to present with you various interesting informations also. Right? So that's all for the day, friends. Thank you and have a nice day.
That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at AffairsCloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the
of courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is AffairsCloud_official. In the end friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.